Have you ever really stopped to think about why a big family dinner in Tokyo feels so different from, say, a business lunch in New York? It's way more than just what's on the plate. There's the secret language being spoken through shared dishes and individual courses. It tells a whole story about culture, connection, and community. Okay, let's just picture this for a second. Imagine you're in a bustling Asian restaurant. You've got all these dishes flying around the table, chopsticks are clashing in this fun little battle for the last dumpling, and the whole room is just filled with shared laughter. Now, let's jump over to a classic Western meal. Everyone has their own perfectly composed plate, conversations are a little more one-on-one, and the whole pace is just more personal. How can this simple act of eating be so completely different?
And right here, this is the heart of it all. See, on one side, a meal is like a symphony. Everyone's playing their part in this big collective experience. But on the other side, it's more like a solo performance, where each person is the star of their own show. This isn't just about food preferences. It's a direct reflection of some really deep cultural values.
Now, for anyone who loves food, and especially if you're in the restaurant business, getting a handle on this cultural code isn't just interesting trivia. It's a total game changer. It's like the secret ingredient that turns a regular meal into something you'll never forget, the kind of thing that makes you want to come back again and again. So, how do we crack this code? Well, in this explainer, we're going to look at four key things: the whole deal with sharing, the art of presentation, that emotional link we have with food, and the super exciting world of culinary fusion. All right, let's dig in. First up, to share or not to share. It sounds simple, but this one choice unlocks a whole universe of cultural meaning. What this really comes down to is a tale of two philosophies. In a lot of Eastern cultures, a meal is a ritual. It's all about strengthening the bonds of the community. It's about us. But in the West, with its focus on individualism, a meal is often about your personal choice, your autonomy. It's really more about me. And you can see how restaurants totally bring this to life. Take the Lazy Susan. You see it in so many Chinese restaurants. It's not just there to make it easier to grab stuff. No way. It's actually a brilliant piece of social engineering, right? It's designed to get people interacting, to build that sense of community. It's a culinary engine for togetherness. But okay, it's not just about how we share food. It's also about how we see it. The visual language of a dish, it can be just as powerful as how it tastes. In Japanese aesthetics, there's this really beautiful concept called wabi-sabi. It's all about finding beauty in things that are imperfect, simple, and natural. It's about finding harmony in what's understated, not what's loud and extravagant. And you can see that whole philosophy right here, in this simple bowl of ramen. I mean, look at it. It's not just a random pile of ingredients. The careful placement of every single element, the noodles, the pork, that egg, it creates this little landscape of flavor and texture. It's a perfect example of wabi-sabi in action. So you start to see this fascinating contrast, right? While Eastern presentation often goes for subtlety and natural beauty, Western food culture, especially now, in the age of social media, it can really lean towards the bold, the dramatic, the totally Instagrammable. Think of a huge, towering burger, perfectly built for that wow factor. And here's a brilliant way that restaurants are blending these two worlds: the DIY bowl. It's a concept that gives the diner control and choice, a very Western value, but it also encourages you to create a beautiful, balanced meal, which really echoes those Eastern aesthetic principles. It's literally the best of both worlds, right there on a plate. Okay, now let's go even deeper. Let's get past the social stuff and the visuals and into the emotional and philosophical heart of food. Because let's be honest, when we eat, we're not just consuming calories. We're consuming memories, traditions, and even our beliefs. Think about how we use food to connect with the past. In the West, nostalgia often feels like a special event, right? A trip back in time, like a retro 80s diner night. But in many Eastern cultures, it's a living tradition, something that's woven into everyday life, like a family getting together to make dumplings from a recipe that's been passed down for generations. And we see a really similar contrast when it comes to wellness. The Western approach often focuses on categories and rules, vegan, keto, gluten-free. The Eastern perspective, on the other hand, is usually more holistic. It's all about achieving balance, with every ingredient playing a part in the harmony of your body and mind. So, what happens when these two culinary worlds don't just exist side by side, but they actually collide? Well, you get something truly magical: the delicious, dynamic world of fusion cuisine. And this is where the real fun starts. Just think about some of the most exciting food trends out there. Korean tacos, kimchi pizza, the California roll. I mean, these aren't just dishes. They're global phenomena born from this amazing creative collision of different cultures.
You know, there's a saying, fusion, when it's well done, works wonderfully. And well done means more than just mashing two cuisines together. It's about respecting the traditions of both while still creating something totally new and exciting. It's like a conversation between cultures, happening on your plate.
So, what have we learned from all this? Let's boil it all down to 3 key takeaways. 3 things that really separate a good restaurant from a truly great one. First, a great restaurant really invests in its people, training them to understand and respect all these cultural nuances. Second, it innovates, creating menus that feel both authentic and adventurous. And third, it builds a community, hosting events that celebrate the incredible tapestry of global food culture. These are the real ingredients for a memorable dining experience. So the next time you sit down to eat, I want you to ask yourself a question. Just look at your plate. Is it telling a story of community or one of individuality, of harmony or of big impact, of tradition or innovation? What's the secret story your food is telling you?